Now we come to the issue of poverty. India accounts for 20% of global population who are living on less than $1 per person per day. So 20% of such population are living in India who are surviving on less than $1 per person per day. So you can imagine the extent of poverty in India. From this data you can imagine the extent of poverty which is prevailed in India. Now poverty has to be measured. Now poverty can be measured with the help of poverty line, and after deciding on the poverty line we can find out the number of people who are below the poverty line. So the households who are below the poverty line shall be regarded as poor. Now poverty line estimate is based on the minimum calorie requirement or minimum nutritional requirement per person per day. Now this minimum nutritional requirement is decided by the Planning Commission, and it gives different minimum nutritional requirement for rural and urban areas. So for rural and urban areas this minimum calorie requirements are different. So it is 2400 calories per person per day in rural areas and 2200 calories per person per day in urban areas. So if a person do not have enough money to take this minimum required calorie, then that person shall be regarded as poor. Now after deciding on the poverty line separately for rural and urban areas, these minimum calorie requirement has to be converted into monetary terms. Now in monetary terms the poverty line was estimated at rupees 20, and this was at 1960-61 prices. So during the 1960s this poverty line estimate in monetary terms was rupees 20 per head, and it was at 1960-61 prices, and this was calculated by the Planning Commission. Now later, between the period 1970 and 1990s, these poverty line estimate were changed to rupees 49 for rural households and rupees 57 for urban households. So earlier there was only one poverty line estimate for both rural and urban households, and it was rupees 20, and later in the period between 1970s and 1990s there were two different poverty line estimates for rural and urban areas, and it was rupees 49 for rural areas and rupees 57 for the urban areas. Now for knowing how many people are below this poverty line, one needs to do a survey on the consumer expenditure at household level. Now this task of doing the survey at the household level is given to the NSSO by the Planning Commission. So NSSO undertakes this survey for knowing the number of people who are below the poverty line from time to time. Now for revising the poverty line estimates, government set up Tendulkar Committee in 2005. In December 2005, government set up a committee under the chairmanship of Professor Suresh Tendulkar, and this committee was known as Tendulkar Committee. And the committee came up with its report, and it provided two different poverty line estimates for rural area and urban area. Now the new poverty line estimates were rupees 446.68 for rural areas and rupees 578.80 for urban areas, and these were calculated at 2004-5 prices. And if we compare these two poverty line estimates with the earlier poverty line estimates, then we can observe that earlier it was rupees 49 and 57, and later Tendulkar Committee revised these two estimates to rupees 578.80 and rupees 446.68. Next we come to the poverty trends. Now here we considered the poverty ratios. So it is the ratio between the number of poor people to the total number of population. So here we have considered three time periods: 93-94, 2004-5 and 2011-12. And here we have considered rural and urban poverty trends separately. So if we observe the data, then we will find out that over the years the poverty ratios are coming down. So for the rural areas it was 50.1, then it became 41.8, then it became 25.7. So it is coming down. For urban areas also, initially it was 31.8, then it stood at 25.7, and in 2011-12 it became 13.7. So for urban areas also the poverty ratios were coming down. But if we look at the data for 2011-12, then we can say that although the poverty ratios are coming down, although the trends are coming down, poverty trends are coming down, but the incidence of poverty are still substantially high in both rural and urban areas. Next, we consider the poverty elasticity. Now, poverty elasticity gives us the responsiveness of poverty to the growth. So here we considered the per capita income for measuring the growth. So it can be defined by the percentage change in poverty due to 1% change in the per capita income. So an estimate by Radhakrishnan in 2008 gives the poverty elasticity. Now the range for this poverty elasticity was from minus 0.86 to minus 0.77. So we can say that the poverty elasticity in India is really low. So the responsiveness of the poverty to the growth is very low. Next, we come to the issue of poverty alleviation program. The first poverty alleviation program is Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. In short, it is called PMGSY, and it was launched in the year 2000, and it is a centrally sponsored scheme. The objective of this program is to provide all-weather connectivity to unconnected habitations in rural areas. The next scheme is Indira Awas Yojana, or it is called IAY. The scheme was launched to provide the financial assistance to the below poverty line rural households who belong to either SC or scheduled tribes or widows or bonded laborers or physically challenged persons in rural areas. And the money is transferred to such people for construction and upgradation of their houses. So this is a rural poverty alleviation scheme, and this scheme is funded by both the central and the state governments, and the cost sharing basis is 75:25. So out of the total cost, 75% has to be incurred by the central government and the rest 25% has to be incurred by the state government. The next scheme is Swarn Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana, SGSY. Now this was launched in April 1999, and it was launched after restructuring the Integrated Rural Development Program, or IRDP. So initially the program was IRDP, and then it was changed to SGSY. Now it is a self-employment program implemented for the rural poor. So again it is a rural poverty alleviation program, and the cost sharing basis between the central and the state government is 75:25. Next poverty alleviation program is Swarn Jayanti Shahari Rozgar Yojana, or SJSRY. This is a self-employment program, and this is urban poverty alleviation program. So this program is targeted to the urban poor, and the program has two components: urban self-employment program USEP, and the other component is urban wage employment program, or UWEP. And then we have the National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, or NREGS. This program was launched in 2006, and initially it was launched in 200 most backward districts. So in phase 1, only 200 backward districts were considered under this scheme, and then it was extended to 330 districts in phase 2, and the scheme has been extended to all the districts of the country now, and more than 4.47 crore households were provided the employment under this scheme. And lastly, we have Pradhan Mantri Kushal Vikas Yojana. It was launched in the year 2015, and it was launched for the skill development program, and it was targeted to 1.4 million youth, and it has a special focus on the new entrants to the labor market and the class 10 and class 12 school dropouts. So this program was targeted to the new to the people who are new entrants to the labor market and the school dropouts. Next, we considered the state-wise incidence of poverty, and here we have considered the rural and urban poverty separately. Now, from this slide, we can observe that the incidence of poverty are high in some of the states and it is low in some of the states for both rural and urban areas. So, first we considered the rural areas. So, for the rural areas, the high poverty states are Bihar, Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, MP, UP, and among the northeastern states we have the Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Mizoram, Manipur, where the poverty ratio is more than 35% in each of the states. And in rural areas, the low poverty states are Goa, Delhi, Chandigarh, Kerala, Sikkim, Himachal Pradesh, where the poverty ratio is around 10% or less. Now, if we come to the urban poverty, then we can see that the high poverty states are Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Orissa, Gujarat, MP, UP, West Bengal, and among the northeastern states we have Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, where the poverty ratio is a 2-digit number in each of the states. And low poverty states in urban areas are Goa, Himachal Pradesh, Kerala, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, where the poverty ratio is a single-digit number. Next, we shall come to the issue of inequality.